thinking that Aaron Rodgers was looking to play this for the Packers after he finally got that 30-second win when he beat all the teams in the NFL, but failed because the master was beat by the apprentice. We're going to talk more Packers here to start out hour number 2 of the show here. But before we get there, we got to mention the sponsor of this next segment, and that is 1891 Winery there. They celebrate history with flavor. Sip on artisan wines crafted on location, or grab a cold beer and pair it with a giant pretzel or pizza. Check out some live music. They got special events planned down there. They got live music, catch some football games, maybe the World Series. You want to get down there, watch the rest of the World Series, maybe some college football, college hoops coming up. Get down there. They're veteran-owned and operated, 1891 Winery there in Greenwood, Wisconsin. You're only a stranger once. That's what they love to tell you. Open Fridays from 4 to 7, Saturdays 11 to 6, and Sundays 11 to 5. Follow on Facebook for upcoming events. Make sure you're checking them out there, 1891 Winery. So, if you guys have listened to the show, make sure you guys have. If you guys didn't hear hour number 1, make sure you listen back across all podcast platforms. But if you missed hour number 1, Amr was here to start the show. And then he had some stuff going on at home. He texts me. He's like, hey, I got to get running here. I was like, that's fine. We'll just cut it. We'll cut segment 1 here. I'll roll into segment number 2 with Christian there. And then I'll have you back for hour number 2 if you can. He's like, that sounds good. So he's back here for hour number 2. Amr got everything figured out. Let's roll right into it here with the Packers. We talked about some of the bad right off top of the show. We talked about some of the good. But let's just wrap up that Steelers game. The good that we saw.
Oh,
what did you like? What did you like?
Man, in the second half, it just seemed like they went literally all gas, no break. McManus got back on track. Jordan Love decided to go 20 completions nonstop, no drops, making amazing. And the thing is, it wasn't just like, oh, yeah, he was dinking and dunking or like, he was literally throwing everything with pressure in his face. There was times where TJ Watt was like literally in his lap and he's delivering the ball. He was bailing out, making decisions where like it reminded me a lot of that Kansas City game where like everything he did was just was magical. That one. Do you remember that one deep pass up the left seam to Romeo Doubs with 4 guys converging on it? It almost
should have never gotten there, but somehow did.
It still did.
Your breath the entire
It was like this,
time.
and it just dropped right into Doubs. It was like a punt. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen, and it just drops into his breadbasket, right? And that pass to like he threw it up, and people were like, "Oh, he was just throwing it up as a lucky pass," and then a couple people broke it down, like, "No, it was man coverage." So he threw it up in a way where, like, he knew the DB wasn't looking for the ball anyways. He was playing man. And I was like, wow. And, like, the thing is, like, the fact that Tucker Kraft has, 19 targets in the last 2 games, this is what you and I have been talking about forever, is that we need to be featuring this guy because everyone else is going to get theirs.
Yep.
But we need to start to utilize him like they do in 49ers with Kittle, like Kelsey was before. Rashee Rice has been on a heater, like just need to find a way to make him the focal point because he's just the most complete player that we've had at the tight end position in a very long time. If you think about it, I know Chimura's, he's an all-time great. He has a little bag. He's an all-time great though. And if you think about it, he's probably the last time that we had a complete tight end at that position.
Yeah. I mean, what the thing when we watch him is like, what can he do? One play, he's blocking out a D end. The next play, he's burning a safety for a touchdown. The next play after that, he's lead blocking. And it's like play after play after play. He's doing something different, but he does everything great. So we have to figure out what does he not do great, right? Because when you look at Luke Musgrave, it's like he's good. He's a good route runner. He's quick. He can catch, but he can't block. Tucker Kraft, it's like he can do it all. What can't he do? And that's the harder question to figure. He's fantastic. I agree. He's fantastic. You talked about it earlier with Christian Watson. Getting him back into the fold. People forget he's not just a burner. He's got good hands. And he can get after a ball. He can high point a ball for you. And he can make some clutch catches for you too. I do. I love the Jordan Love throws that are just – it's just like you chuck it. It's almost like a Patrick Mahomes – I feel like Chris Collinsworth right now comparing him to Patrick Mahomes. You just see him just chuck it up there.
Yep.
And it's like Tyreek's got to be down there somewhere. It's like he just kind of lofts it up there, and you're like, man, that looks dangerous. That looks dangerous.
It
That really
was.
looks dangerous. And then it comes down into like Dobbs' hands, and it's like, okay, it works. It's only the throws that Jordan Love can make. He's the only guy who's making throws like that at times. Some of them throws he makes up the sideline, he puts them in spots where not many other guys can.
I completely agree.
He is on a burner like he is right now. In this game, when he is on a burner, this team, when Jordan Love plays like this team is no doubt in my mind. And let's answer this question. I got a question as we wrap up that Steeler talk and look ahead here. The Panthers, I mean, there's only so much to talk about with the Panther game. We'll talk about the uniforms here in a second, but I have a question. Jordan Love plays like that. The defense plays like they do. This team, are they the team to beat in the NFC? Are they one of the top teams in the NFL? What are your thoughts on that one? Are they the team to beat in the NFC right now with what we saw in that? If they the scary part about this team, you want to know the scariest part? They haven't played a complete game yet.
Nope.
2 quarters, maybe 3. If you want to count like maybe 2.5.
Right.
They have not put 3. They haven't put 3. Even if they put 3 quarters together, if they play 3 quarters of a game like they did in the second half against Pittsburgh, they will bury teams.
Oh, it's
not even be games that they're playing.
Yeah.
That is just how darn good they are. So I guess that's my question for you, Ummer. And I want to hear, before Ummer answers, I want to hear everybody's thoughts on that. Are the Packers a team to beat in the NFC? Let me know. I'd love to hear your opinion because I'd love to share it. 715-990-4914. That is 715-990-4914. Are the Packers the team to beat in the NFC? Ummer, what do you think? Packers, team to beat.
So I think we did this after week 2.
Yeah, I think we did too.
And then it went a little downhill for like a game or 2, right? But
we're not scared, Ummer. We're going right for it. We're going to call it.
We're going for it because I'm with you on that. I think if the key thing is, I think we noticed how important it is to have a healthy offensive line, one that is gelling, one that can really give Jordan a little bit of time or just enough time to make quick decisions because he has a high processor. You can see that when hit the ball coming out, he knows exactly where to go with the ball. He's making the right decisions. He's been actually doing that all year. He's the one time that he made a bad throw, the one in Cleveland, you can even tell he was trying to take that ball back. You could tell you could tell. But and yeah. I think you said that actually. So for me, I think that this team, the thing is, Carrington Valentine was basically out there on the boundary, and you saw the difference on that side. I mean, he was. I'm not saying he was perfect, but he played a lot better than Nate Hobbs. Yeah. And for me, if Nate Hobbs isn't going to be able to beat out Javon Bullard in the slot, then he's not going to beat him out. So we have an expensive backup. So be it, honestly. But what I would say is, right? But I think that this team, we just need to get the special teams a little bit more consistent because Dan Whelan is killing it. I'm not worried about Whelan at all. We need to get the blocking figured out because it seems like these refs, not just for us, but generally speaking, have increased their flags on special teams by 2-fold, but we need to get that locked in because I think Savion could be a real good weapon back there. And then McManus and Lucas trying to figure out, what do you want to do there at kicker? I think we just keep Lucas until we know McManus is fully healthy. Defense, I'm telling you right now, Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary, I don't think a lot of teams are going to have an answer for those two. And when Lucas Van Ness comes back, it's all she wrote. You could talk about the offense. I know we got pieces coming back on offense too, right? So.
Oh, goodness, yes. The offensive line they're healthy. They're finally got their guys back, but they're not fully healthy. Once that offensive line gets fully healthy, feeling good, gelling together, it is going to, like you said, and then getting Lucas Van Ness back and all that, it's going to be huge. Special teams, the thing that kills me, and just one last thing that it kills me with special teams right now. Why we constantly keep flipping these guys out at punt returner, and Nixon was back there and he muffed that one. But Nixon hasn't been back there in a while. It's like everybody expects him just to be able to punt returning is. I can only imagine. I'm not there. I've never actually. I was a punt returner for one play, and I got scared. I was so scared back there. I just called for a fair catch. I don't know if they knew I was calling for a fair catch, but I was waving my arms. I was like, I ain't running this. I could have been in the end zone. I'd been like, I don't care. 1 yard line down. Nobody could have been in the area code. I was fair catching it. It's a different kind of thing. Kick off returning, and punt returning. From what you can see, 2 different things. The ball is right. You can't see anybody coming. So you just have to it's more or less just, oh boy, please tell me nobody's close. So Nixon going back there for the first time in a while, maybe he practiced it. It's a different thing when you're in a game. Yeah. Why didn't they just keep McCall Hardman? That's his job. That's what he did. He's a specialty guy. Just have him for that. I don't need to see Romeo Doubs back there. I don't
I mean,
need.
he did fine though.
He did, but I don't need him back there. I don't need him getting hurt on punt return. I don't need Matthew Golden back there. Savion Williams still scares me sometimes with his hands. Keyshawn Nixon, he's supposed to be my cornerback one. I don't need him back returning punts. I don't need these guys who are already, we're banged up at times. I don't need more injury chances because you guys are like, oh, well, we couldn't keep Hardman around because we had to keep these guys. Let's just throw random guys back there and see what happens. I hate that. I absolutely despise that. So that was one of my problems I had. Absolutely had a problem with that just seeing Nixon. We're trying everybody back there at this point. It's like, let's see what happens. Let's just see what happens there. So you had mentioned something about jerseys over the weekend here against Carolina. What are the specialty jerseys they're wearing?
Oh man, they got the throwback. What throwbacks are those? They got the throwback like 1940s or I think it was 1940s this time. What year is it?
1940s.
Is it 1940s? Hold on, let me tell you. I could have swore. Yeah, I was gonna say like they had it's like brown, blue.
Is it the 50s? Is it the 50s or is it which one is it?
I don't. It says 50s, but I don't think that's right. I thought the green and yellow ones were 50s.
Is that the old leather one? Is that the one they're trying to roll? Is the old leather one?
I think so. Let me see.
Is that the 20s? Is that the one from?
Oh, these are the 1923s. It looks like.
Yeah, it's the old leather helmet one.
Yeah. Yep.
Is that the one they're going with this weekend against Carolina?
Yeah, that's what it looks like. It's on their webpage. So yeah, it looks like it.
Okay, I like that.
23 classics. 23 classics.
That'll be fun. So pay attention for that one coming up this weekend. Pay attention for that. Nice throwback uniforms. Packers should get the win. I don't think we have to dive too far into this Carolina game. We're going to talk about it later on this week, Coast to Coast Packers. Make sure you're keeping tuned. I'll have live across the pages here, Wisconsin Sports on the Go Trade, but also make sure you're looking up Coast to Coast Packers across all social media platforms there too. You can find it there and watch it there. So, Amr, thank you as always for stopping by tonight here on the show. Let the people know where to find you out there across social media, even though I give you a half-hearted shout out there. Let the people know where to find you out there across social media.
You hooked it up on the Coast to Coast Packers. I appreciate that. And of course, on Twitter, actually, you can find me at AMAR3455. Of course, you can find us all over anywhere on all social media platforms with the Coast to Coast Packers. Of course, YouTube. Come subscribe, all that good stuff. Yeah, we're back this week, guys. We are back this week. The Packers are back. We're back. All right, they're on the heater. We're on the heater. All right, we're gonna get this going. So I'm looking forward to it. And as always, Trey, thanks for having me, man.
Of course. We love to have you here. And like I said, if you guys missed any portion of the show, Amr was on to start the show. If you guys missed the start of the Packer Talk, make sure you're listening back across all podcast platforms. Just search Wisconsin Sports on the Go Trade. You can find it there. Hour number one, segment one. There he is right up top of the show. So Amr, thank you as always. We're going to come back here. We got some Brewer talk to get to yet tonight. We got some Bucks talk, all kinds of stuff to dive in yet tonight here on the show. Make sure you're coming back. Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trade. We'll be right back. Welcome back into Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trade. I'm your host, Trade, as we come back here after that great segment with Amr. They're talking about the Packers. And if you guys missed it, make sure you're listening back next day across all podcast platforms. And like I always tell you guys, give us a like, a follow, subscribe across all social media platforms. We'd love to see your support out there. Go on Facebook right now. If you find the post, it's pinned on the page there right now. If you go on there, you like the page, we get you entered into a drawing there for an Ace Hardware gift card and some Kassam spices there. You got to get involved in that. Make sure you're checking it out. Or if you text me this keyword, the text line is 715-990-4914. That is 715-990-4914. If you text that number and you text the keyword impact right now, or at any point, if you're listening to the podcast, you can text it then too. If you text that number and text the keyword, you will get entered into the drawing as well for this Ace Hardware gift card. And we'll be giving that out here in the middle of November. We have a whole bunch of giveaways we're going to be doing. We've got t-shirts on the way. We got this new partnership happening. Exciting news with the t-shirt with an apparel company. We're going to announce that next week here on the show. So make sure you guys are sticking around for all that exciting news. But we got lots to dive into yet here tonight on the show. We got some Brewer talk. We got some Bucks talk. This next segment, we're going to talk a little bit of Brewers here. This next segment is brought to you by Badger Tree Care. the tree removal, tree trimming, pruning, full cleanup, small lot clearing, storm cleanup. They do it all down there at Badger Tree Care. Call or text Trevor at 715-937-3276. That is 715-937-3276. Check them out on Facebook. Tons of fantastic work. I try to share it out when I can. They do fantastic work. You got to check them out there on Facebook, Badger Tree Care. Give them a call down there, Trevor Barth, at 715-937-3276. So the Brewers, I want to dive into a little bit of Brewers. We're not going to get to all of what I want to talk about tonight here on the show because, well, there's just a whole lot. Like we're going into the offseason, the championship offseason, as we prepare for the championship season that will happen in 2026. Mark my words, World Series champs 2026. I'm calling it right now. I'm just going to do it. The biggest thing I'm seeing across social media, Freddy Peralta going into his last season, very affordable. $8 million, very affordable last season for an ace, right? And there's a lot of talk that the Brewers are going to field phone calls, that they're talking or willing to talk about trading Freddy Peralta. I think the Brewers would be crazy if they didn't field calls. Really, I do. And here's why. Freddy Peralta is $8 million. $8 million. That's all he's owed for the 2026 season, going into this 2026 season. That's all he's owed. That's cheap for an ace that you can put at the top of a staff and maybe if you're like a Mets or a Yankees or something else, you're going to try to rework that contract. But that's cheap. So if you're the Brewers, there's going to be a pretty good asking price for a guy like Freddie for that kind of service. Because for $8 million, you can just keep him. You can keep him in Milwaukee. You can just leave him there. You're not really worried about it. So would I field phone calls? Yeah, you're dang right I would. I'd answer every single one of them. And I'd say, what are you going to give me? And it better be a lot. You want guys who are going to, the Brewers farm system is loaded. They're loaded. They have very good starting pitching moving up into the ranks right now. I mean, you look across the board right now, even if you don't bring back Quintana, Brandon Woodruff, or Freddy Peralta. Let's just say you don't bring back either one of those. All three of those guys, you don't even bring them back. You have Jacob Mizorowski, you have Logan Henderson, you have Robert Gasser, you have Tobias Meyer still in the fold there, you have Chad Patrick. There's 5 guys right there, pretty darn good. And then if you were to even take a shot on a guy, let's just say like Jordan Montgomery, or bring a guy like Eric Fedde back, if you don't try to, put a guy like that in the bullpen or whatever you're going to do, you have a lot of arms. And you still have technically like D.L. Hall and Aaron Ashby, but those guys, Aaron Ashby, you love him as a reliever. So I don't think we're going to see the Brewers try to make him into a starter again. I think he's going to stay where he was as a reliever. You have a lot of weapons. I mean, you could afford to think about trading him. And when you do it, you say, I want some guys who are ready to rock. They're right there. You don't need farm system help. You have enough of that. You have a lot of stuff. You actually have enough in your minor league system right now where you could make some trades for some major league ready talent or some major league guys at the top. So do I want to keep? Yes, I love Freddy Peralta. I want to keep Freddy Peralta. I wish that they would find a way to make a contract and sign him up. I do. But I don't think that they will. Because of all the guys I just named off. They have a lot of pitchers on their way. Are either already here or on the rise. They have a lot of guys in the room. You could also probably bring a guy like Brandon Woodruff back on a friendly contract because I think he's going to be on another prove it kind of thing after an injury again. I don't know what Quintana's going to try to demand. Maybe you try to bring a guy like back that, a crafty veteran. But right now, Freddy Peralta, to me, I think you field the phone calls. Now, it doesn't mean you're guaranteed to trade him like this is a conclusion. No. But you're going to field the phone calls because you want to see what are they going to offer me? And is it major league ready talent? Is it a ready-to-go shortstop on a short-term, I don't know which team's going to have this, so just run with me for a second. Is it a major league ready shortstop that's ready to go now, who's subpar, better hitter than Joey Ortiz, right? But subpar, good defender. And you could throw at shortstop for a year until you have guys like Jesus Maid or Cooper Pratt come up. Is there a guy like that out there that's willing to be offered to you? Okay, maybe you jump on that. Is there a third baseman or a second baseman available in a trade that would give you good offensive production, that you could slide a guy like Bryce Durang over to short, move a guy like Caleb Durbin to second, or keep him at third, move a guy like, over that second, whatever it is. Is there a guy like that out there? That's where you field those phone calls to find out. That doesn't mean you take the deal. It just means you field the phone calls. So that's where I kind of think on that Freddy Peralta situation right now. You could go even further with that. And we were just talking about this a little bit there, but Brandon Woodruff and Quintana. And like I said, I got a whole bunch of Brewer talk I want to get to as we wrap up the season here. So we're not going to get to it all tonight here on the show. But Brandon Woodruff, Quintana, do you bring them back? Do you let them go? For me, if Brandon Woodruff is willing to take less, if he's willing to kind of take a lesser contract to stick around, a prove-it deal, I'd definitely consider it. I really would. I think he's got a lot left in the tank. I just think he's been plagued with injuries. So I would definitely consider him. Quintana, love him. If you want to teach a guy how to throw mechanically, like if you want to show him mechanics of what a pitcher's supposed to look like when they finish everything like that, Quintana's the guy. He's beautiful. His motion is beautiful. But I don't think you have room I don't think you need a Quintana. I don't. It's always good to have depth, as we found out. It's always good to have depth. But I don't feel like you bring him back. I don't. I think you talk with Woodruff. You be like, hey, do you feel like he'll take a little bit less to stay? If he says yes, okay, see what he'll work with. If he says no, okay. But I think a guy like Quintana, I let him walk. Woodruff, you talk to him. It depends on if Freddie stays too. That's going to be a big deal there too. So I'm interested to see what the Brewers do there. We have tons I want to dive into. Free agency talk, guys with options, everything like that. Next week on the show here, we're going to dive into all of that talk here. But right now, we got to hit a quick commercial break. We're going to come back. And when we come back from the break here, Kyle's going to hop on. We have some Bucks talk to get to. We have NFL Pick'em coming up coming up later on in the show here. So make sure you're sticking around. Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trage. We'll be right back after Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trage. I'm your host, Trage, as we come back here on this Wednesday. And hey, this next segment, Kyle is stopping by. We got some Bucks to talk about. This next segment is brought to you by B&H Concrete Lifting. Tired of tripping over sunken driveways, patios, or sidewalks? With B&H Concrete Lifting, you can ditch the trip hazards without breaking the bank on new concrete and have it leveled for less than half the cost of the replacement. Call or text Trevor at 715-897-6790 today for a complimentary estimate. It's that easy. What could be better? Call them up, get a complimentary estimate. They could fix that driveway before the snow starts flying. You got shovels slamming into your gut, all kinds of messes like that. You don't want to deal with it. You don't want to deal with it in the spring. Get it taken care of right now. Call our friends down there at B&H Concrete Lifting there. So Kyle is here tonight. Kyle, how we doing? It's Wednesday. The NBA is back in full swing. NFL is going crazy right now. I know you got a ton of things going on over there on your side of things at Chomping at the Bit. So how are we doing tonight on this Wednesday?
No, I'm good. Like you said, a lot going on. I mean, between World Series, NFL, NBA, NHL, I'm catching it all. So definitely a good time for sports.
Goodness. And yes, you guys got to check him out there at Chomping at the Bit podcast over there. He's got all kinds of stuff going on. He talks Celtics a lot, but he likes to dive deep into the NBA, NFL, everything else in between. So make sure you guys are checking him out over there at Chomping at the Bit. But let's start there. Before we get to the Bucks, just a quick little hitter here. What are your thoughts on the World Series so far? I mean, we've seen the Toronto, the way that it started, I was like, man, like they finally took advantage, got to this bullpen for the Dodgers and just rolled them. And the Dodgers kind of settled back in. So what are your thoughts on this series so far between these two multi-million-dollar, $610 million World Series that we're watching so far?
No, I mean, it's been fun. I know a lot of people with game 3, the 18 innings. And I think what we've learned is Toronto doesn't have an answer for Shohei, because Shohei was just unstoppable in game 3. So I'm fully expecting them to kind of avoid him the rest of the series. Now, can they do that without, giving up hits to other guys and kind of minimize what the Dodgers do? That's going to be important for them. And I would say Blue Jays pitching has done well. It's just like the offense hasn't really come through in the clutch the past couple of games, and they have to kind of get back to doing that. So I don't know if this series is like over yet, but I mean we'll see, because the Dodgers did this against the Red Sox. They had a marathon game that ended on a walk-off, and they ended up losing that series. So for Toronto, you could look to that series as a way to do it. And look, Freddie Freeman is a clutch hitter.
Yeah,
and
he's
he
always
proved that
been.
in Game 3.
Yeah, he's always been that guy. It's just he finally had that big postseason moment, I guess, with the Dodgers in the World Series. So now it's yay. But yeah, it's really showing. It's the Dodgers are what the Yankees wish they could be. They spend on the Mets, like they spend all the money. The Dodgers just do it right, and they spend it on the right guys. They get the right pieces together, and we're seeing it right now because, like you said, if you don't pitch the Shohei, you still got to go through Betts. You got to go for Freeman there. You got to go through Teoscar Hernandez, who has been cold, but he can still hit the ball. You have just all these weapons. Will Smith, you have all these weapons behind them there. It's like, well, do you just pitch to him then? Do you just try to get him out? Is that the easier way? I don't know. There's no right answer, I feel like, at this point. And the Blue Jays, they're doing their best as we've been watching here. So that'll continue. But the Bucks, before we get to the Bucks, goodness, Kyle, I can't believe I forgot it. I can't believe I almost forgot it. We got the Mellow Yellow Minute. The trivia. Yes. We got trivia tonight here. We got the Mellow Yellow Minute. It is in honor of my grandpa. He loved trivia. He loved Mellow Yellow. I got a Mellow Yellow with me tonight here. We crack it open. We get this thing going here, Kyle. We got tonight, because Halloween is right around the corner. It's on Friday. We have the top 5 Halloween movies, according to Variety.com list, best Halloween movies ranked, whatever. This whole thing just continues the website. But either way, the top Halloween movies of all time, we have the top 5. So I'm going to give Kyle top 5. And you guys out there, if you have the answer to this one, text it to me. Shoot me your text. We can get you something. We'll get you a free t-shirt. If you get this before Kyle does, we'll get you a free t-shirt there. Hit me up, 715-990-4914. That is 715-990-4914. Top Halloween movies. Kyle, we have Halloween 3, Trick or Treat, Hocus Pocus, The Nightmare Before Christmas, and Halloween, the original. They're your top 5. Kyle, can you put them in order? 5. Kyle likes to start at number 5. So start from work to 1. What do you got there, number 5?
5, I'm going to go Trick or Treat.
It is not Trick or Treat.
Oh, I thought that was okay. All right, then I'll go Hocus Pocus at 5.
It is not Hocus Pocus.
Okay, that I'm actually okay with that.
Disrespect for the movie Hocus Pocus, Kyle.
No, I'm fine with it not being 5. I was just trying to. All right, so then.
It's one of the. I'll give you a 10. I'll give you a 10.
It's one of the Halloweens.
There you go. It's one of the Halloweens.
So I'll say Halloween 3.
Halloween 3 is number 5. It is number 5 on the list.
4, I'll go Trick or Treat.
It is not Trick or Treat.
Only because I haven't seen that one. I keep trying to put it low on the list. So clearly it's better than I expected. All right, so 4, I wouldn't put it here, but let's just say Nightmare Before Christmas.
Nightmare Before Christmas is number 4.
Okay. Let's go Hocus Pocus 3.
It is not. It's the one you keep trying to push off as the number 5.
I just assumed that was lower on the list, but okay. So let's go Trick or Treat.
Trick or Treat is number 3. So you have between Hocus Pocus and Halloween.
So I'm assuming the original Halloween is number 1 and Hocus Pocus
is number 1. Yes, it is. There you go. And this is the original Hocus Pocus, not the new remake one that they just came up with this last. That was terrible. Like, it wasn't as good as the original. That exactly. So we got Halloween number 1, Hocus Pocus number 2. Number 3 is Trick or Treat. Number 4 is The Nightmare Before Christmas. Number 5, Halloween 3. Wow, and this thing's goes to 100. E.T. is on there. That doesn't count as they got E.T. on here as number 7. I don't know if that counts as a Halloween movie, but whatever. No, I guess
because I pretty sure it took place
did it
on Halloween, I believe. So
I'd have to go back and anyways, I'd have to go back. So there you go. There is the Mellow Yellow Minute for the night there. So Kyle, Bucks. It's looked better than what we expected. I would say so far. So I guess let's just start right there. initial, like when I say the Milwaukee Bucks right now, give me your initial thought that comes to your head.
Well, my initial thought is Giannis's play is why I will continue to say as long as he's in Milwaukee, they have a chance at competing. And that's what we've seen. We're seeing him put up, 30, 35, 40 points. We're seeing him with a double-digit steals. This year, because the ball's in his hands a lot, but you're seeing his assist number up there in the 7 to 8 range. So he's giving you kind of the full spectrum of his contributions on the court. My only thing is, looking at the other guys on the team, who's going to step up consistently for this team? Because when you look at the numbers, Giannis averages 36 a game. Now, if I were to ask, who's the second leading scorer, you probably wouldn't know that it's Cole Anthony. But then you'd also wouldn't know Cole Anthony averages 16 points a game. So you have a 20-point drop between Giannis at number 1 and Cole Anthony at number 2. Not to say that that's a terrible thing, because the other guys after that, like Gary Trent, AJ Green, Rollins, Kuzma, Porter Jr., who's only played in 1 game, they all average double figures. So Milwaukee's going to have to be a team that beats you with depth, not necessarily just Giannis, because I don't think they're good enough for Giannis to carry this group, deep into the season and into the playoffs. So there's a couple of guys who I do think need to step up their production for this team to really become more of a contender. And I'm looking at Kuzma only averaging 10. I think he needs to be a little bit more than that. Taurean Prince, who I talked about when we talked before the season, those two sitting there as your kind of 3-man rotation. Between the two of them, you're getting 17 points and 5 rebounds. You kind of need more. I'd rather those numbers be for one of them. So those guys need to step up. I think Miles Turner has struggled from 3 early in the season. He has to get that going, and he's only averaging 9 and 5. You didn't make the move to get him in the offseason, which was a surprise for him to average 9 and 5. His production. I think get those 2 or 3 guys to a little bit more. I think the Bucks are a team that, as wild as it sounds because they have Giannis, could fly under the radar enough that, they could possibly be a top 4 or 5 seed in the East. If those 3 just do a little bit more and produce a little more, and I guess shoot a little better. Because obviously with Giannis running the show, you need guys around that when he gets doubled and triple teamed can knock down open shots.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. And you were mentioning guys there, and you look across the stats right now, and you're looking 10 a game for Kevin Porter Jr. and then up. You have multiple guys in double figures there. So that's nice to see, is that even scoring across the board, but then you see the quick jump right to Giannis. And that was one of the big things that I wrote down after watching that Cavs game, and after, I believe, even after those first couple games of the season there for the Bucks against the Raptors and that. What do they do when Giannis isn't on the floor? That's the hardest part. And I think the thing that, like you're saying, finding that next guy, finding that other guy to score consistently, who's going to step up when he's on the bench, when he's getting some rest. And I think, like you were mentioning there, Miles Turner has to be that guy. You brought him in to be that guy where he can be a steady force. He doesn't have to be as good as Giannis. He does not have to be, right next to Giannis. He just needs to be a guy who's going to give you 10, 15 a night, get up there in scoring. But when Giannis is having a night off or whatever it is, then you need him to take off. Then you need him to be that guy, because you can't expect a guy, and I don't want to knock on anybody, but you can't expect a guy like a Ryan Rollins or one of these other guys to consistently try to carry this offense. You got to have your stars do it. And I completely agree with you there. So that was something that I kind of wrote down. Is there anything, I guess, that you're looking at when I say hardest part about this is trying to find points with no Giannis on the floor. Is that something you're seeing too? And what can the Bucks maybe in your eyes do with Giannis not on the court to try to maximize what they can get?
So I believe what you're seeing even around the NBA, a lot of teams are getting into like pressure defensively, where we're seeing teams playing basically like full court pressure on defense just to slow other teams down and to create pace, because pace has kind of become a thing. I think when Giannis is off the floor, you have guys who can run. So just run. And even with that, you can still have the balanced scoring because, you can get like your Gary Trent and AJ Green like in the secondary break for open threes, because those are the guys you want kind of shooting from the perimeter. So you can do that just with guys running their lanes, sucking in the defense, getting those guys open shots. You can do that when Giannis is on the floor. And then when Giannis gets back on the floor, obviously Giannis will get out in transition. But a lot of times, because he's a one-man fast break, he can suck into defense all on his own. And you kind of get the same action on the perimeter. So they can just do the same thing. It's just they have to get more guys kind of involved in that fast break style other than just Giannis. So I think it's something that's not hard to teach, but they just have to get used to, look, Giannis is on the floor. We'll play faster. We'll create opportunities for everybody, and we'll just tread water until Giannis gets back in the game.
I like that, getting after teams, try to force turnovers, try to get out and run, push it. I like that. Push the pace there if you are the Bucks. So, I mean, just all in all with this team right now, I love what I'm seeing out of Cole Anthony. I love what I'm seeing out of Ryan Rollins. Both those guys, Doc said, working with Rajon Rondo in the offseason and a little bit now even with him. So, I mean, what can you say? Because you're a Celtics fan. You love Rajon Rondo right out there. Tell me what a guy like that, working with Cole Anthony, working with Ryan Rollins, what that can do for him here as he's now entering more of a mentor role for these two guys. Just talk about what that can do for him. What that can do for this Bucks team, having a guy like that in that room.
So Rondo is a guy who, as a young player, played on teams with bigger name stars and found a way. Because you got to look at that championship team in Boston. He was a young guy, and he was, having to, deal with Ray Allen, Kevin Garnett, Paul Pierce, all older stars in this league. Some young guys don't know how to operate like that, and Rondo found a way. Rondo was able to distribute the ball to those guys in the spots that they wanted it, while also contributing big shots during that run. So Rondo didn't, force the option, didn't force anything. He took what those guys kind of gave him. He knocked down the shots that he had to. He got to the front of the rim. So I think by him mentoring some of the guards in Milwaukee, it's Giannis is the star, but that doesn't mean you have to just completely turn your whole game over to him. You still have to find your spots when you can attack the rim or, break down a defender and then, collapse the defense and kick out. That's stuff Rondo did all the time. So Rondo's a very smart guy. Like Doc Rivers talked about all the time, that out of all the guys he coached, Rondo was one of those who thought he knew too much. And sometimes they'd butt heads, but he understood that Rondo has a great basketball IQ. For guys like Cole Anthony, that's something that is invaluable, because basketball IQ can get you through, tough stretches where the offense gets bogged down. You go through long scoring droughts. Sometimes you got to tap into that to just make a little play here or there to end a drought. So I think it's a great move to have Rondo around the team, and I think it'll pay off for those guys.
I love that. I love that answer there. So Kyle, we got a quick run here. Do you want to come back next segment? We got another segment here. We can do a little NFL picks here to wrap up the show. You want to come back for a little extra segment here?
Hey, I'm down. Yeah.
There we go. Kyle will be back. We're going to be back after the commercial break. We're going to do a little NFL pick'em, and then we're going to wrap it up for the day. We'll be right back here on Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trage. Welcome back into Wisconsin Sports on the Go with Trage. I'm your host, Trage, as we come back here on this Wednesday, getting to the end of the show here. We're going to wrap it up with some pick'em tonight here, some NFL pick'em. And this next segment here is brought to you by Peggy Sue, a lifelong resident of Central Wisconsin. Peggy Sue with Century 21 Gold Key Realty knows the area and the market. Whether you're buying or selling residential or commercial, Peggy Sue has the knowledge and experience to deliver results. Call her up there, 715-305-4345. That is 715-305-4345. Don't trust anyone else in the Central Wisconsin area with your real estate needs than Peggy Sue there from Century 21 Gold Key Realty. So Kyle is back. I told him, I was like, Kyle, you want to stick around? Might as well, right? We got some pick'em to do. I was like, we might as well have two people on for the pick'em here. Kyle, let's do this thing. I wish I had a countdown. I'm going to talk to the radio about getting an NFL themed countdown here for the pick'em here. We'll talk to him. It's in the progress. It's in the works, right? I'll shoot him an email tomorrow. Hopefully they're listening. They're like, oh, he didn't shoot me an email. Well, if you're listening, this is me asking you right now for a little bit of an NFL themed countdown. But Thursday night game, tomorrow night on Prime, Ravens, Dolphins. Ravens need this one. Well, I shouldn't say that. They both need this game like no other at this point to make them. Dolphins more or less to make themselves feel better about the situation they're in. Ravens to keep themselves alive. The Steelers keep losing. The Ravens could find a way to, get close here without Lamar, or if Lamar is going to play. We're uncertain yet of how that's all going to shake out. But if he does, Lamar, the next 4 games look to be favorable for the Ravens, so they can get right back into the swing of things. Otherwise, whoever is going to be, I think Tyler Huntley, right? Tyler Huntley started the other day there for the Ravens, so that would be who starts in this game. Who do you got? Ravens, Dolphins, Thursday night.
I'm assuming Lamar plays. I would give it to the Ravens. Not confident in either coming off of a win, but I think the Ravens will be the more desperate team. So I'll take the Ravens on Thursday night.
They just got to stop turning the football over. Derrick Henry has just had a rough season for turning the football over, and this team that's been their killer so far. They just haven't been able to get it going. So hopefully, like you said, Lamar coming back, that gets them going. I like that one. I like the Ravens in that game. It's in Hard Rock. The Dolphins are just they're. McDaniel needs to go. Tua needs to be. I hate to say give up on him, but it's not there for me. That combo is not there. Maybe with the new head coach, maybe it turns it around, but right now that combo is not there. So let's move over to the Sunday games right away at noon on CBS. We have the Bears and the Bengals. The Bears coming off a loss against that Ravens team with Huntley, and then the Bengals. Well, it's the Bengals. Right now, they lack identity. They lack Joe Burrow. They lack a lot of things. So what do you got, Bears, Bengals?
This might be a bit of an upset. I'm actually going to go with the Bengals here.
Ooh.
I'm gonna put my trust in Flacco in the offense a little bit more than Caleb in the Bears offense. Caleb's still at times, late on throws, kind of questionable interceptions. The Bengals defense, not that good, but I think this could be a bit of a shootout, and I would put my money on the Bengals offense right now over the Bears. So I'll give them the Bengals.
The Bears just can't seem to figure it out. As much as they think, and you just think maybe they're turning that corner, when they turned it around, they won 4 straight. You're like, oh, wow, the Bears are figuring it out. This is going to be a fun race here in the NFC North. And then they dropped that game to the Ravens, and it's like, whoa. What did we just watch? What's going on? So I agree there. The Bears favored by 2.5. I like I can't pick the Bears. I like the Bengals. I like Joe Flacco there. I like the Bengals. Let's see it there. Bengals over the Bears. Next up, Vikings, Lions, NFC North battle there at Ford Field. I think the Lions. I think right now between them, the Packers, I don't even know if I'd say the Eagles in there right now. I'd say between them and the Packers right now, those are 2 of the top teams in the NFC in total. And I would say Lions are going to win that game. They're favored by 8.5 in that game against the Vikings. Carson Wentz has shoulder surgery now, so he's going to be down. So, the Vikings are thin at the quarterback spot.
Yeah, I agree. I have the Lions winning this one as well. McCarthy will probably start. I don't necessarily like his first game being against a Lions team and a Lions defense. So, yeah, give me Detroit.
And Detroit's trying to keep pace with Green Bay, so they're going to come out with a little bit of fire in that one. That's going to be our next game, Kyle. I already picked this one earlier here, but I went with the Packers in this one at 5-1 at home, at favored by 12.5 over the Panthers, who are coming in at 4-4. Who do you like in this one, Kyle?
Yeah, I like Green Bay. Green Bay is the better team. Bryce Young is kind of wounded right now. It was been a good story for Carolina. Even if they lose this one, they're still being competitive. But yeah, just give me Green Bay and the weapons that they have over this Panthers defense.
That Green Bay team, I tell you what, Kyle, if they could put a complete game together, this is one of the best teams in football. They haven't put a complete game together. I mean, through and through, they played a good second half, a really good second half against Pittsburgh. Yep. First half, terrible. I mean, you look multiple games now, they haven't been able to put 4 quarters together. If they finally do that, oh boy. I wouldn't want to be the team they finally figure it out against. That's for darn sure. So next up here, we have the Chargers and Titans. I don't think this is a game. It's in Nashville. I think the Chargers win this one. I think they win it going away.
Yeah, I have the Chargers winning. Titans' best shot would be Simmons coming back and being healthy and kind of wrecking the Chargers' offense up the middle. But I just think the Chargers right now are in a better position with obviously a more stable coach because the Titans are with an interim. So give me the Chargers.
I like that one there. Next up, Falcons, Patriots, New England in Foxborough. Patriots have been dang good this year. They have been dang good, and Drake May's been fantastic. That addition of Stephon Diggs, he can be a problem at times, but I think he's also been a breath of fresh air for a young quarterback too, so I think he's been fantastic. Defense has been good. Give me New England in that one. They're going to move to 7-2 and they're up top right now in that AFC East right now. You love to see it.
Yeah. I have the Patriots as well. Interesting matchup would be Bijan Robinson versus that Patriots run defense has been really good. I mean, they held Judkins to basically no production, and Robinson struggled against the Dolphins as well, and the Patriots rush defense is better. So, yeah, I'll take the Patriots.
I like that one. Favored by 6.5 right now, too. That should be a good game. I think it's going to be a good game. I think that's definitely going to be a good game. But Drake May, he's been fantastic. And you could argue Jane Daniels last season. Jane Daniels is still a darn good quarterback. You could argue it's Drake May, Jane Daniels, 1 and 2 out of that quarterback class. Mm-hmm. And then Caleb Williams, I mean, if you had to redraft it, he'd
probably be a distant third.
Yeah, maybe 3, but it's a question mark at 3 if you're going to draft him there because Bo Nix has had some good. I'm not saying Bo Nix is better. Don't get all crazy with me, people out there. But Bo Nix, you could have the conversation. There's a conversation to be had there. So next up, 49ers Giants. We were talking about it at the break. No Scattaboo anymore. Stinks. Because I was having fun watching him and Jackson Dart together. Honestly, outside of the Packers, I was like, I'd love to see the Giants win some football games because when the Giants are good, football is just that much better. They have the pieces now, I believe. Mm-hmm. It's just now Scattaboo's out, so I think that's a huge piece lost. I think the 49ers win this game here. It's at MetLife. I think the 49ers win it. But I think the Giants are a fun team, and I think they're a fun story that we're going to watch throughout the year because Jackson Dart has been fantastic for him.
Mm-hmm. No, I agree. I think if Dart takes care of the ball, it's a much closer game because the Giants defensively up front could give Mac Jones, or Brock Purdy, whoever starts for the Niners, some problems. And the 49ers still don't necessarily scare you offensively outside of McCaffrey. So if Dart can take care of the ball, it's closer, but I'll take the 49ers to win this one. Probably in a close, like 3 to 6 point win range kind of thing.
I like that one there. Let's talk about the Joneses here. Let's talk about Daniel Jones taking his Colts to take on Aaron Rodgers and the Pittsburgh Steelers. Daniel Jones has been fantastic. Jonathan Taylor, he's putting up MVP numbers right now for the Colts. We could see him. He's definitely right there in the MVP talks right now. Colts 7-1, Steelers 4-3. Indy's favored by 3.5. I like the Colts. Give me the Colts in that one to go into Pittsburgh and get that win.
Yeah, I think the Colts are the more complete team. The Steelers obviously have their hands full trying to stop Jonathan Taylor. And then on the other side, I feel like the Colts defense can probably handle their own against Rodgers in that offense. So, yeah, I'll take the Colts as well.
I like that. There we go. Broncos, Texans, Houston favored by 1.5 in Houston in that game there. I like the Texans. Give me the Texans at home. They're finding something. It's not pretty, but that defense is getting better. The offense is starting to click a little bit. I like the Texans at home to find a way to win that one. I think that's going to be a low scoring, who's going to turn the ball over less. And I think CJ Stroud's going to take care of the football and play a good game there. I like the Texans.
Yeah. Two pretty good defenses. One thing to watch, Pat Surtain is out for the Broncos. So that could be something the Texans could maybe attack a little bit. I'm actually going to go with the Broncos because I worry about the Texans' O-line against the, Nick Benito and those guys up front for Denver. So I agree with you. I think it's going to be a low-scoring, kind of ugly game at parts. But I think it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. But I'll take the Broncos.
It's the Texans just need to find some sort of run game. I thought maybe Nick Chubb would stabilize it a little bit. I didn't think he was going to have Nick Chubb, huge years of Nick Chubb, right? But I thought he'd stabilize it a little bit. Not yet. So maybe the offensive line definitely has to get better here. I don't know if it's going to get better here against the Broncos. But if you get that going, this Texans team, I think, would be a lot better. Next up here, we have the Jaguars, Raiders. Give me the Jags. Give me the Jags. It's in Vegas, but give me the Jags in that one to win it.
Yeah, I mean, the Jags had a hot start. They've cooled off, a lot since then, but they're still in a better position than the Raiders are. So yeah, I agree. I'll take the Jags.
I like that one there. Next up, Saints, Rams. I don't think this is much of a game. The Rams are favored by 13.5 in SoFi. The Saints are just the Saints this year. Give me the Rams to win that one.
Yeah, I'll take the Rams as well. Tyler Shuck will get his first start with the Saints. We'll see what that looks like. But, yeah, I got to take the Rams in that one.
It could be interesting. It could be definitely interesting. And playing Matthew Stafford and the Rams is probably not the best first start a guy could ask for. Next up here, we have this could be the best game of the weekend, possibly, maybe. There's always a chance of other games, spicing it up. But Chiefs, Bills, the Chiefs have found something. Rashee Rice came back. Xavier Worthy came back. Everybody said, well, those guys aren't going to be the game changers. No, they're the game changers that we kind of some people thought could be it, and they are. So Chiefs have been fantastic as of late here. They've definitely turned it on. And then the Bills, we know the Bills. They've been big time all season this year, last season, whatever you want to keep going back and forth there. But this is a rivalry that's been brewing for years now. Oh, man, this one's going to be tough. Give me the Chiefs to go on the road. I think that is a darn good football team right now that's playing really good. If you were to ask me right now, honestly, who are the best teams in the NFL right now, I would say Lions, Packers, Colts, Chiefs. Like that's who I would roll with. And then I have the Patriots and the Bills are there. I'm not saying like they aren't involved in that grouping because they're really good. But if you had to ask me like who are the teams right now that I could see going the distance, I mean the Patriots, I feel like they're there, but they're just not quite, right? I still see there's still some blemishes, right? And all teams have those blemishes. Yeah. I just like those four teams right now. The Chiefs are right there again for me. I like the Chiefs to go on the road in this one and pick up the win in Buffalo.
I do as well. I think the Ed Oliver injury is big for Buffalo, and I think Mike Milano was banged up last game. It'll be interesting to see whether or not he can play, but Ed Oliver for sure, I believe, is out. He's a guy who anchors that D-line and is tough in the middle. So, yeah, I'll take the Chiefs as well. But I think it's gonna be. I agree with you. I think that's going to be game of the week.
That'll be a game of the week right there. A couple quick ones here, Kyle. We got to hit them fast. Seahawks, Commanders, Sunday Night Football. What do you got for me there?
No Jaden Daniels. Seahawks tough defense, and Darnold's playing well. Give me the Seahawks.
I like that one. Seahawks, and then we got the Monday night game. Cardinals, Cowboys. Give me the Cowboys. They're going to get back on track here. The defense has been terrible, but the offense has been good. Last week struggled. They'll get back on track against the Cardinals, get the win at home.
Yeah, I mean, I guess no Kyler Murray again. I think the Cardinals will move the ball in the Cowboys defense, but that Cowboys offense, I just feel like we'll put up too many points. So I'll take the Cowboys as well.
100%. There you go. There's our pick 'em for the week there. So Kyle, thank you as always. Let the people know where to find you out there across social media.
Yeah, YouTube, Facebook, look up Chopping at the Bit. You'll find links to all my other socials. Easiest way to find me.
Make sure you guys are checking them out. We got tons of stuff. Like I said, NBA is kicking off. We have NFL talk going on. MLB is still, postseason still happening. So Kyle is covering it all. Make sure you're checking them out. Chomping at the bit. So thank you as always, Kyle. And thank you everyone for tuning in tonight. I hope you guys enjoyed the rest of your Wednesday and the rest of your week. But until I talk to you guys again next Wednesday, see ya.